Somebody was tapped into the sound system. There's no hits. Nowhere.
I really don't see anybody actually injured.
Before we ended last video, we were talking about the 8 victims that mysteriously passed. And we went through a few of them. I don't think we went through all of them. We went through a few of them. And then we went to that one. The last one I'm pretty sure that we talked about was the lawyer of Jason Aldean that mysteriously passed. So yeah, we were talking about the victims. And so now next I want to talk about the coroner's office. So this private journalist, I was going to say investigator, but he's actually a journalist. This private journalist, he went to the coroner's office that was nearby the Mandalay Bay, and he's like filming, and I'm pretty sure he's live streaming, so he's talking to the chat, and he's telling the chat like, hey, I'm about to go up to the door. We'll see if they say anything or tell me anything. I'm not sure, but let's just go up to the door and check it out. He rings the doorbell. A lady comes to the door, and she was like, oh no, like we're on full lockdown right now. And he's like, you guys are on full lockdown. Mind you, the shooting, this is like days later, okay? This is not like the next day. This is days later. And she's like, yeah, we're on full lockdown right now. I can't answer any questions, whatever. And he was like, okay, but has the coroner's office ever been on full lockdown before? Like, has this ever happened? And she was like, no. Like, this never happened. In all of my years of working, this never happened. And this was an older lady. This is not like a young lady. She's old, okay? So I'm assuming that she's been in this industry for quite a minute, okay? And so she knows her way around. And so her saying that this has never happened before, no matter what, like, whatever crazy catastrophes happen, never has the coroner's office ever been on full lockdown.
You know, as I'm standing here in front of the Valley Hospital, I can't help but think about George Webb. Because look at what they've got right there. It's a MedStar. It's interesting. Anyway, I'm here right outside the Clark County Coroner's office, and I wanted to go in there and speak to the coroner, just see if they'll talk to me. I don't know if anybody has come over here just yet. I didn't want to use hidden camera for this, so we'll just walk in there and see what they say. They might not, you know, this might not be the way to do it.
Our office is still closed.
Office is closed?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
We're still on lockdown just because of the shootings.
Is there anyone I could speak to? I'm a journalist.
I will give you a card with a number, and you'll have to call through the number.
Wait, so it's on lockdown?
It is like a lockdown. The police are at the end. They can kind of explain to you. They're parked over here in the lot. They can explain to you who you should contact.
All right, I'll take the business card for sure.
Okay. This is the business card, but we're probably going to be on lockdown at least the rest of the week. But check with the
Has
police.
that ever happened before that they've locked?
We've never had anything like this before.
Right, of course.
So,
is there any way to speak to Dr. Fuddenberg? No.
Call. You'll have to check with them.
Is it unusual for the coroner to be appointed rather than elected? I read that Dr. Fuddenberg.
I'm just not. I'm not at liberty to speak with journalists.
I see. So whose number is this?
That's just our all-over office number. And when you speak with the police, they will tell you if there's a different number you should call.
Thanks.
But I checked, and they're still on lockdown.
So next week it'll be.
I don't know. They didn't tell me anything.
Who determines
yet.
that lockdown? Who put that on?
I don't know. We've never had a situation like this.
Right.
So I just don't. I can't answer any of your questions.
How long have you worked in the office?
I can't answer all your questions.
Okay.
I'm not at liberty to speak with you.
Thank you very much, Lori. You're a coroner. Okay, thank you, Lori. Lori Downey, not at liberty to speak. Well, I must say I didn't expect that. Although, I guess it makes sense. Now, she says the police are out here. That woman's badge said coroner on it. I was under the impression that the coroner, that there was only one, and that it's this guy Fuddenberg who they said was appointed, which I also found strange because when we spoke to Dr. Rudd, he said that the coroner is an elected position and that the coroner is independent of the police and actually had more power than the police. It looks like the police over there. Let's see if I can talk to them. I was just talking to the coroner. She told me that the place is on lockdown and I should speak to you.
About what?
Well, just like, has it, I mean, it's kind of unprecedented, right? Have the coroner's office on lockdown. Do you know when that's going to be released?
I don't.
I also was under the impression that the coroner's office was independent of the police and that the coroner was the highest level law enforcement officer in the county.
Okay.
Is that correct?
What do you need to know this for?
I'm a journalist.
Okay.
I mean, is that correct?
Is the coroner's office, I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Is the coroner's office independent of the police?
Yes.
So why are the police having the coroner's office on lockdown?
That's their business and that's what we've been asked to do right now.
I see. Is that your understanding, that the coroner is the highest law enforcement office in the county?
Sure.
Uh-huh. All right. Oh, there's more police there. All right. Great. Have a nice day.
You too, sir.
Weird, right? I mean, like, okay, coroner's on lockdown. Old girl can't answer no questions.
I think it's pretty standard that she wouldn't answer any questions to somebody that shows up with a camera.
Probably, yeah.
And I was checking with Gemini, and it said that when there's any sort of mass casualty event or anything that could flood the coroner's office, they can go on lockdown, but I'm having a tough time finding any sort of articles or anything that points to that. I would have to do a little bit more digging.
But isn't the coroner's office independent from the police? So how can you guys enforce for it to be closed or on lockdown?
I mean, independent, but independent in what way? Like, it's still funded by the government, so they're still going to take their orders from the same place. It's just probably a police officer or chief can't come down there and be like, hey, do this, hey, do that, but they're taking their orders from the same people, I would imagine. So whoever's going to call the police chief and make demands is probably going to be the same person who can call the coroner's office and tell them to shut down.
True. And then another thing, I feel like every time ISIS says that they're involved in something, it makes it very questionable, the whole situation. Because then it comes out on the news that ISIS says, like, oh yeah, Stephen actually, yeah, he's one of us. Yeah, we're actually involved in this too. He actually converted to be Muslim not too long ago. So yeah, we're all in on this all together. We're involved in this. You know what else? You know who else recently said that they're also involved with ISIS? What's his name? The guy who ran everyone over last January 1st, last year in Louisiana.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but something last name Jabbar.
He converted 6 months prior to the shooting, which I don't know. That doesn't really make sense. I feel like his family would notice.
Right? And yeah, they literally, they said the exact same thing about Jabbar too. They said that he converted about like 6 months beforehand. It's the same thing. Really weird. It's like, okay, where did you come from? Like, but where did you come from? And what, you're just like coming out and saying like, oh yeah, we were part of this too. Do you just want to be involved? Do you just want to feel included or something? Like, I'm confused. Like, what was the reason for you saying that? And then I think it was like debunked like later on. Either it was debunked or they came back out and said that
authorities denied it.
Oh yeah.
It's if you look into how ISIS was started, it has some weird ties, potentially, allegedly, to a certain former president. all sorts of things. I mean, they kind of try to tie it to Iraq, Iran, Syria, these countries that the U.S. consistently goes in and bombs. So it makes sense that they kind of just try to pin everything on them just to drum up more negative attention for those countries to, I guess kind of get that implied consent from people for when they do go in and bomb them.
Right. And then Steven's house gets broken into, his house in Mesquite. It gets broken into. I think literally like right after. Like, I don't even think anybody even really knew who Steven was when his house got broken into. I don't think this literally happened like literally right after the shooting. His house gets broken into.
It's his secondary home that was broken into, so that would be
was it?
less likely. Yeah, so I'm reading it. It said he had a Somerset home, part of a retirement community. It looks like he bought it in 2013 and lived there with his girlfriend. Local agency swarmed the Reno home, found 5 handguns, 2 shotguns, numerous electronic devices, and a plethora of ammo. Weapons, explosives, and electronic devices were also found in a home that Paddock bought in January of 2015 in another retirement community in Mesquite, 80 miles north of Vegas.
Whoa. Back to Mandalay Bay in the hotel. So, like I said, I think I said it in the other video that the floor that Steven was staying on, or like, I don't think the whole floor, but the section of where his room is at and like whatever is beyond that is all closed off now. Actually, did they take out the whole? I feel like I saw something in a video where they said they took out the whole 32nd floor entire. Well, they didn't take it out, obviously, it's still there.
That's what I thought. They took it out of commission, basically. They just stopped renting rooms on it. So
right. And they just stopped letting people stay on that floor. So could be one of those, but still, a wall was put up now. And this guy, you know what? He was teasing that he was going to come out with a full documentary
I looked in, this guy's kind of a known rage baiter, so I don't know that I believe anything he posts.
No.
It's really hard because it didn't make sense that he's just able to get up on the floor and then he says, "Oh, I heard this and I heard that and I got another video coming that I never saw, the secondary video."
Right. Me neither.
He's effectively a professional Twitter guy, so he just constantly posts stuff. So I don't know if I trust it. I watched it before as well, before you even sent it to me, and I don't know. I don't know if I buy it. It doesn't mean much to me, honestly. Usually when you're getting to those higher price rooms in Vegas, there's usually some sort of special access. So I just don't know that he just was like, I'm just going to roll into Vegas 8 years later, 9 years later, and then just roll up there and see what's going on. Or just like, oh, I'll take a room on the 32nd floor, please. Coming right up.
Coming right up, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I haven't seen anything that shows me what floor it is. I feel like you would be like, boom, here we are on floor 32.
That is true.
But I don't see anything.
We don't know if this is true. This could be any floor. It's just be the end of the hallway. Yeah,
and then that cap he takes off doesn't mean much because that's just like access to piping.
Right. So
yeah, there's nothing in here that leads me to believe that what he said was real. I scrolled through his Twitter and found supposedly his other video. Numbers are gone and now it is fully closed off with a deadbolt on the door. The floor itself was switched from 32 to 57. That wouldn't make sense. What? You go to 31 to 57 for the floor.
Yeah. What the heck?
The floors in Vegas don't really make sense. I know that from spending a lot of time there.
Oh, are they kind of like wonky? That's weird. It
says the main suite is blocked off by a fake wall. It's safe to assume it was fully stripped down. If the adjoining one was too. Let me pull this up. I haven't even watched this one yet, so we'll see what it actually is.
You can actually see under the crack of the door. So I'm gonna put my camera down there. The light's actually on in there. You can see what it looks like, what they did to it.
They stripped it down to the point that nobody will ever be able to find new evidence in the rooms that he used ever again.
I mean, I guess that is possible because that's the door that leads to a wall. And if you look, let me see where it was. Yeah, so if that is the room, there should be another door here. Right? Because when he looks under the door, it looks this way and there's a door. So that would be the adjoining room.
Oh.
See where he's.
Yeah.
Kind of right there, it would look like maybe that's a door to the other room.
Yeah.
But that also could just be a wall. I can't really tell. But they also could have just, like, that part looks like a door sill there, but it also could just be that part of the wall that wraps around. It's really hard to tell. But it, I mean, it is completely stripped down. Yeah, see, this looks like a door here. But it also could just be the carpet ripped up against the baseboard.
Yeah.
Because I also thought the door, it's usually not right behind the door. Usually it's a little further up into the room. Like you would have something here and you'd walk up and then over in this area, the doors would be adjoined. But I'm not super familiar with that hotel, so I couldn't tell you. I think I found it. I've been scrubbing his Twitter the whole time.
Right now, we are standing in front of the fake wall that was placed where he actually had his suite. We're in the Mandalay Bay Hotel. That is where he fired from. You can see, I want to show you this. This is so creepy. So first of all, the butterfly there, by the way. But if you look next to the butterfly, you can see right here, there's a line from where they put the fake wall. And we're about to go down. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I just heard a noise. Okay, that's... Did you see what was behind there? Dude, what is that?
Wait, does it say? Did it say right there what floor he was on?
That's just a bracket that twists into. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't make out what's behind that, but that's literally just the bracket that piece screws onto. Like that's the groove. That's the screw where it's in the wall. That's the screw where it's in the wall. That's why it twists on and off.
That's. Did you see what was behind there?
Wait.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any floor number.
I just heard a noise. Okay,
I know, me neither. There's something behind it, but he's blocking it.
Roof access 57.
57.
It says 8.
In a second here.
It's kind of blurry when he's walking. It looks like it says 8 through 62.
I'm gonna have to check that out in a second here. But what they put these two things on the fake wall. That's not normal. And there's looks like there's an access point, but we're about to show you this. So we're gonna show you. On the floor down, by the way, they changed the numbers too. So this is what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be 2 doors there.
Yeah, okay, so they walled it off.
So that's where they covered the
That would make sense.
This is the 31st floor.
Yeah, so it says 56. They changed the numbers so you wouldn't be able to know because of that. This is 31. Right above this is 32. Where the fake wall is. I don't think anyone's filmed that fake wall before. I haven't seen.
So it looks like they put the wall up right here.
Yeah.
And
based on kind of what it looked like, they just
a little bit down here.
boxed that
right
off.
There.
Which I mean would make sense. You can never rent that room out again.
No butterfly. No fake wall. Oh, but look, here's the other thing. So we're gonna go back up there in a second and see right there. So that's a normal room, right? 134, normal room. You can go inside. Now we're gonna show you upstairs. We're gonna show you upstairs what that looks like.
All right, maybe I was wrong.
Dude.
Well, it was red. They painted
So
over
remember
it.
how down there it had the normal room?
Yeah, there's no number.
just a keyhole. There's no room there. That's supposed to be a room, but it's not there. And listen to the sound. That is so creepy, man. I mean, it's crazy to think that he went down. It's technically one floor down.
Butterfly painting.
He went down this hallway.
Weird.
Like, he brought stuff that he used to take
Another one.
so many innocent lives. He brought it down this hallway.
There's a maid cleaning in there. It'd be really cool to talk to a maid about it.
They're all butterfly paintings.
Oh my
Look,
gosh.
that's odd.
Yeah, what the heck?
When she comes out. And why is she... Oh, hold on a second, though.
It's weird she's cleaning this.
It's 1 a.m. Why is there a maid? Is that what the sound was? Dude, what if that's what the sound... What if there's someone... there may be some weird energy stuff going on in here. I don't even know how much of that I believe in, but...
It's all butterfly wings.
It's all butterflies.
Is there a maid?
Butterflies, dude, everywhere.
Butterflies everywhere. Were these here before?
They forgot to change this. They forgot to change it.
Oh, that's proof right there. Oh, look, someone drew on it. Oh, yeah,
B, not 8.
So, here on the stairwell, they forgot to
Mm-hmm.
change the floor.
I thought it said 8 through 62. It says B.
Oh.
That's crazy. Now, what's all this? Why is the red paint everywhere? I mean, probably to stop leaks, right? But it's just, I don't know why they wouldn't paint it the right color.
Now that hotel, now it's giving me weird vibes. There was butterflies everywhere. They didn't have no other pictures on the wall. It was only butterflies. That is so weird.
The red is it's like a color of, it's like a certain like fire retardant spray. So they probably were sprayed down the walls and the pipes and stuff like that, and then just painted over and did a shit job because it's the staircase.
Yeah, so they didn't really care too much to like make it look nice.
Super perfect. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's mostly painted white. They missed a sliver. That's not that weird.
So they had to just put a wall like literally right in front of the door.
Yeah, they probably took the locks off the door, deadbolted it like that other room, and then just put a wall up. And then they couldn't really do one for that quarter room.
Yeah.
So they probably just took the lock and everything off, put a different door on it, just with just a deadbolt, strip the room down.
Right.
And then that's it.
Yeah, everything about it is weird. And then I wonder why they changed it from, so he said it was like level like 1 to 30, and then after 30 it goes to 56.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder why they chose 56. Why not like 40 or I don't know, any other number?
Add a bunch of floors so that it's confusing.
Hmm.
But yeah, that sign in the staircase was interesting that they didn't change.
Oh yeah, they probably forgot about it, or
just never even thought about it because that's most people aren't using that. It's Vegas. Almost nobody's going in those stairwells. That's
right.
Also why I wouldn't think much about the paint because nobody's probably using that. They're using elevators and they probably have a special service elevator too. So
yeah,
those are really just fire escapes.
Right. So it doesn't have to like, yeah, they don't have to like try hard to like make it look nice or anything.
Don't think I've ever used a stairwell in Vegas. So
yeah, really weird. And then they were saying like, I don't think he used the stairs, or I don't think were they talking about Steven, or are they talking about him like going up and down the stairs to like carry up his guns?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I think Colin's idea was that whoever was upstairs, they probably used the stairwell because if you look at where it was in relation to that room, they would have been able to just walk out the door, turn right, and then they're gone. And there's no cameras in those stairwells, so.
Right. So yeah, they just vanish.
There's definitely cameras in the elevators. So yeah, if they wanted to move up and down, that's where you'd see it. Usually there's cameras in the elevators and then the area around the elevator, like when you're coming on and off. But I would have guessed maybe they would have put some up in the hallways, but apparently not.
Well, you know what? Maybe Steven was an arms dealer and maybe he was dealing with the wrong folks. Maybe, you know, he could have been in communication for some time with these people. Maybe did deals for them multiple times before, never had an issue. Maybe created a good, like, you know, professional relationship with these people. And then today, or not today, or that day, that day they turned on him or something. I don't know. That still seems a little bit weird, but I mean, I guess they could have just been like, all right, that's enough. Like John Cullen, where he was explaining that the 38th floor window was broken.
Yeah.
So what happened there though? Like I was kind of confused with that part. I was kind of confused because I was like, okay, so they broke the window and then what? Like why did they break the window? The guys took the guns from Steven. They went back up to the 38th floor because they thought that the Crown Prince was in there. They go in, guns blazing, ends up shooting the window. And that's how they end up with the broken window up there. And then they realize at some point that the Crown Prince is not really there. He was at a different hotel at the time. And then I don't know, whatever happened to the bad guys. I don't know. They either got like
nobody knows, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, so now I'm thinking that yeah, he probably really was an arm dealer, really did develop a good professional relationship with these people, probably owned the van himself, and maybe wasn't going out shooting to the desert like how John Cullen said. Maybe
No,
he
I mean he
really
might have. That they could have used the van to transport guns and people, and they drive out to the desert and they shoot and they come back. It could have been people testing out the weapons, and then that night they came in, killed them, took some guns.
True. That's true. Yeah, they probably were like, okay, he got really good stuff. But did they really have to? Did they really have to kill him though? Like,
Probably.
He's a dealer. He was gonna give you the guns. Like,
yeah, but
did he really?
If he's alive, he can tell them who did it.
Oh, if they really did go through with oh my gosh, with unaliving the crown prince. Okay. Okay.
And then the guns are potentially tied back to him, so they're gonna come talk to him about it.
Yeah. And
he's
then
on video there, they're gonna say, so clearly it wasn't you who ran down a private security team of a foreign national, so who are you dealing with, kind of thing.
Oh, right. And then yeah. So to avoid all that, they're like, okay, we're just gonna.
These people never want to leave loose ends. They don't just leave people alive that have information on them. That's why so.
Well, what about the three ladies?
Well, nobody trusts prostitutes, so they're just like whatever, and they're easier to scare. You can just threaten them.
Oh, true. That's true.
Plus, do we even really know who they are? Their names were blurred or blocked out. We've never seen them. Nobody's found them.
That's true.
How do you know they're still alive?
Right. They could definitely be gone.
It's Vegas, so if there's just dead prostitutes, nobody's going to think differently about it. You just don't kill them in a room. You let them go, and then they turn up dead on the street or in a dumpster, and everyone just goes, up, Vegas.
True. But do we think that Mary Lou Danley knew who Steven was and what was going to go down, and that's why she was given $100,000 and a cheap ticket to the Philippines right before everything happened?
He probably knew something was going to go down. I'm not assuming he thought he was going to get killed, but he probably thought it was best to have her out of the country based on what was going on. He probably had some inkling that something was happening. So best to just get her out of the country for the time being and try to get out of the situation while you can.
But this is what makes me think that they're the ones that went up to the 38th floor, came in guns blazing, broke the window while they were, trying to unalive the Crown Prince, because when they came into Steven's room and found him, they already confirmed that he's already been unalived for quite some time before they even came in there. I mean, yes, they did shoot him in the head when they breached the room, but when they looked at him, they were like, wait, he's already been dead for some time. Like, he's some time, like quite some time, not like a couple minutes beforehand. Like, no, this is like some time has passed and that he has been unalived in this room. And so that's what we think that, because like John Cullen said that the shots or the window got broken at like 9:45 p.m. So I'm thinking that they went to Steven, they show up, boom, shoot him in the chest, take whatever guns they wanted, go up to the 38th floor, come in wanting to unalive Crown Prince, ends up shooting the window, finds out Crown Prince not even there, and then I don't know, whatever happens after that. They just had that, that anniversary, and the mom, the one who kind of like put the anniversary together, she was a mom of her son. He went to the concert and I guess passed while he was at the concert. And so, and I'm pretty sure everyone else that was there, or most of the people that were there, were also people that were families of victims. So I'm like, I don't think that's fake. I think those people actually lost their family members. So I don't know. Now I don't really know. But then there's also that other thing where people were saying that people were running around with guns on the ground, chasing people with guns. So those people who lost family members could have lost them from those people who were just shooting at people on the ground. There were people who found guns on the ground and turned them into the police. That one guy who was just like, hey, this was just on the ground.
Yeah, there were reports they were finding them in the casinos.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
kind of sounds like people were shooting, just throwing the guns on the ground. So I would want to know where they or who they trace those guns back to. Maybe they all came from Paddock's room. Who knows? That's a possibility.
Maybe. Could have been.
But if they did, you can't release that information because that wouldn't make sense. How would you have guns all over Vegas, the Strip, where they were all tied to Paddock, or they all came from that room? So,
in conclusion, this whole thing, super weird. Obviously a psyop, obviously something that they're playing in her face. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Stephen Paddock, he did this all by himself. This is like everything else that was said here. Not true, fake, false, speculation, theory, conspiracy theory is giving tinfoil hat. Like it's not, none of it's real. Okay. None of it's real. Stephen Paddock was the only one who did this. He did this all by himself. He's not part of CIA. He's not part of ISIS. He's not an arms dealer. He's none of those things. He was just a guy who just had evil intentions and just wanted to unalive a bunch of people and then unalived himself at the end. And yeah, that is what it is, unfortunately. So
he's just a lone gunman, and if you think otherwise, you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're done here. Hey, Hoosies. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's it. Okay, bye.